Yeah. Alright. We are back in effect. As you see, we have a young panda here with the strongest looking shoulders ever. But let's just start.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the tree lighting for 2012. Yes. Every
Fan
year,
service.
I put up my Christmas tree on camera
And talk about anything under the sun.
and talk about lots of stuff. And we will talk about lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff.
So we have an old man putting a tree together with a young girl, pretty much.
Not a good idea. All right. So first thing we gotta do is get this out.
And this is the first year Panda was involved in something like this. 2011, she wasn't around. Well, she wasn't in the video at least. She might have been around in 2011. I think the beginning of 2012 for Valentine's Day was when he announced her. I could just look it up, but I don't feel like it. Most of the comments are about him having a girlfriend because that's all they wanted to talk about. And somebody even said he lost weight. Or maybe like 5 pounds in the last year. And this was a chin strap DSP.
No, it's not real.
So we got the full on facial hair going. Very exciting, I know. I will say I'm trying to help myself through this, but I'm kind of not playing Final Fantasy VII while I watch this. So it's pretty much double punishment.
I'm out of here.
Two things I don't want to do at the same time.
Paint my fingernails black.
Oh boy.
Face.
You got some music in the background too. But I honestly can't hear it. I hear his air conditioner more than the music.
Middle. Yep, that's the middle. Got it. This is the top.
Aha. Sure, you
So is this the same tree from last year? Probably.
Get the box out of the way.
Also, what is this thing on the wall right here in the background?
That is the base.
With like some kind of exercise thing that's obviously not being used.
Yeah, okay. Just like when learning to count back from the hole, don't pull out for
What the fuck?
Tighten it up.
The random sexual joke.
right? And I just took the screw out like
You-
an idiot.
Lefty Lucy, and she turns to the left and takes the screw out.
No, I was trying to get a grip on it. You don't want to.
It's got noticeably more dislikes than any of the last year's Christmas videos, but you know, people didn't like the panda when she first came around, and people still don't like the panda. So
Okay, so now as we bring down the branches, let's see here. Yeah, just be careful for the lights. That's all.
I know how to take down a fake tree. I had a fake
Whoa,
tree for the
yeah.
first 10 years of my life. See, they should
Fake
do a
tree.
real tree.
Yeah, they do.
my family used to get real trees for like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years we would get real trees.
About the past year.
And then eventually it was kind of like, fuck it. And to be honest, some fake trees cost as much as real ones.
All the. Well, no, that was actually before. That was actually before this last year.
Well, you know, this past year. Shut up. It's starting from January, okay?
So, an interesting and fun year for me. A whole new group of challenges and things to go on.
New group of challenges.
As always, every year. It's really my second year being a
We can't hear him as good as the last video because he farther away from the camera. Full-time gamer. Oh shit, I can hear Final Fantasy VII sounds. Let me get rid of that.
together the right
Okay,
way.
now we do my job as the fluffer. Okay?
Yes.
I am the tree fluffer.
Okay, there we go. So, started out this year as like, pretty confident. My second year doing stuff on YouTube, and last year, the year ended really, really strong for views.
Views.
And I was feeling pretty confident.
What the
that I
hell?
was at least going to allow this to go on for another couple years.
Ooh, a couple.
And kind of decided to branch out a little bit at the end of last year because I said, it's fun playing just video games all the time, but to be able to do other stuff that I've always wanted to do. And one of the
You should turn off
things.
the music.
Why?
Because I can barely hear it.
is the camera's right next to it, so if I turn it on, the camera will hear it too loud.
Oh my God. This guy.
Aww.
That laugh.
Yes, good. I'm deaf.
We'll just go.
What?
Please don't make the music louder.
The volume control is on the keyboard. I was gonna say just press it one up.
The fucking pendulum laugh. It's the worst thing ever.
There you go.
There we go. That's better.
Oh, it's super loud.
And so,
Fan service again.
You know, I wanted to do other stuff. I wanted to branch out, so I decided to do
No pun
some
intended.
different things. Yeah, that's true. I'm touching branches. I wanted to branch
She was a
out.
pretty small girl a few
And so
years
the
ago.
major things that I wanted to do in 2012 was an independent
She gained a little
series
bit
that
of
was
weight when she
different than
started
just
sitting
me.
around the house all day with DSP though.
And that was Project 7.
But she might be losing
And I
some of
also
it again
wanted to
since she
start
go to work now.
attending, you know, the convention scene. And get out there and start
Who
meeting,
knows?
greeting with the fans, get my
She could be
name known
fat
out
if she
there at the
wants to.
convention
Just 'cause she
scene.
a girl, I don't
So
mean
that
she can't be
eventually I
fat.
could,
I'm
you
not
know,
a sexist
with
asshole.
fans, but also, you know, start to
Meet the ones you have.
make friendly relationships with businesses, with things.
Friendly relations.
You know, and that's how a lot of these people grow is they get, you know, well known through these communities. And they
You
have
mean like you in the
secondary-
Street Fighter
make sure you
community?
have your initial online fan base, but you have this whole
Yeah.
secondary fan base of people who travel to conventions and things to hang out with you and do that kind of stuff. So, you know, first I was very, very pleased with Project 7.
Yo,
I
Project
thought
7.
that the way that the project started was pretty cool. That we were able to go to MagFest and have a panel and show a screener of the.
So
you
was
know,
the original
trailer
Project
for it.
7 in 2012, or was
Actually,
this
no, we had
the
actually
second
whole episode.
version
That's
that
right,
had
the first
editing?
episode was the pilot. It was
Did you
short.
do both?
We had the whole
I don't
episode
know.
for it, and then we put up the trailer simultaneously online the next day, and that was really cool. I had so much fun doing that, and it was so different from other stuff that we'd done up to then, and the series itself, it's funny because you still get the people who, no matter what you do, you know,
They're
have to
gonna shit on
you
it.
and say,
Mhm.
oh,
Of
the
course they'll say
acting
that.
wasn't good, and the writing wasn't good, and John Rambo was always the funniest person in it, no matter what. And it's like, well, first of all, you have to understand that we all wrote the series. Like, we all had our own individual ideas for jokes and things, and
I
we
had
all.
ideas.
We all
Oh, it's the
contributed
same
to that
music
series
from
as
last
a
year. I don't want to hear this
group
again.
Writing the series, and to have people who are being dicks about it and being like, "Oh, only this one person is good," and blah blah blah. It's like, well, you understand that's because we wrote it like that. Maybe we wanted John to have some of the best lines because we thought his delivery was great, or it reflected his personality from his other videos in a
Dickish?
certain way.
Oh yeah, whatever you
To
say.
some extent, in a lot of them. I mean, he's wearing a freaking robe and smoking a pipe or whatever at the beginning. He can't even remember who Howard is when he calls him, you know. But that was intentional. We gave him the funny stuff. Me, I was supposed to be more of like the guy who keeps the series moving, the one who everything is focused around.
Of course,
You know,
everything's
Howard
focused
back and all
around
that.
you.
Howard was kind of there
Number one actor,
for comic
DarkSyde
relief
Phil.
in a lot of situations. So I really enjoyed doing it, and even though people still complain that the acting was bad or whatever,
It's not like you were trying to be like Academy Award
I
winners.
wasn't. I mean, that was the thing. We were doing it just to kind of have fun, and people were like, "Oh, the
It's
acting
like a
should
parody.
be the acting should be so much better." Blah blah. Like, but that's not the goal. The goal wasn't to make a TV show. The goal was to make a funny B series kind of web series that just had cool effects and was fun.
Put it on ABC.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, people were like, "Oh, this isn't as good as such and such who does this and such who does that." I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm not making their style of show. Maybe they were intending for it to be serious.
This
I'm
is
not."
no Fringe. This is no Game of
Right,
Thrones.
and keep in mind, we had no budget whatsoever. Like, it was just me out of my pocket buying things for us to work
Yeah, all
with.
the props. Like, remember, we went shopping together.
He bought a lot of props, though.
Yes, we did. I remember doing
I
that.
think that's
Not having a budget just mean that he didn't think about how much he wanted to spend ahead of
We had no
time.
time to even practice. It was literally just film the scene.
Film as you go.
And as long as it sounded good and you know, it didn't.
It was funny.
Yeah, as long as it seemed funny and it sounded, you know, the delivery was correct and we said the right thing, that was pretty much, okay, it's good, just go to the next scene, because here we are, you know,
It
skeleton
wasn't multiple
crew.
days.
It was only myself.
Oh my goodness,
John
all of this
Rambo,
defending.
Howard,
He defending it
and
so
then
much.
Respect the Path, who was Paul and
Jesus Christ.
Andre.
And OJ.
And OJ was in the latter two episodes. At first, it was just the five of us, or you know, doing everything, all the work. You know, the writing and the jokes and the gaming footage and that kind of stuff came from the three of us, and then editing, the filming, the effects all came from Respect the Path. So, You know,
Okay, so this was
for what
the
it was,
edited
I was very
version of
pleased
Project
with the
7.
fact
I
that
think the
the
original
first
might have
run
been
we had,
in
we were
like
able to
2010 or some
as
shit.
many views as we got. I mean, we had almost a million views just between the 4 episodes that we put out. Which ones didn't we spread out yet? This one right here.
That one I just did.
Did you? Yeah, they look all right.
Spread them. I know how to spread them.
All right.
Oh my god,
This is
this girl.
here's the middle.
I know how to spread them.
For sure.
If you didn't notice a little while ago, she moved slightly closer to him and started randomly touching his hand. That's
You know, and
It's good to see.
Because I knew I kind of what
of course
happened with Project
DSP didn't
7,
notice at all because he's him.
I almost thought it was inevitable that it was going to happen, and the reason I say it was because here we are, a bunch of people who all have separate things outside of the series, separate lives, separate, you know. Andre and Paul have full-time jobs, you know, outside of that, you know, aren't even necessarily involving, you know, video editing and stuff. And, you know, John
They
living
don't
in,
do it full time like you do.
right, John living in New York and having to come down here to
Why did
write
this
with
video
us
get
and
super
film with
blurry,
us, that
but
was
it's in HD still?
becoming a problem. You know, to try to get that to come
I guess that's
together the way that
an
we
issue with the
come together
recording.
every time we did one of these episodes.
The camera
It
might have
was-
lost focus
by
or something.
episode 4, it was literally becoming, all right, we finally found a day we can all just do stuff, just get it done. Just like, I know we're going to rush it, I know that we're going to cut corners, but we got to just get it done. And I think that, you know, that kind of is what eventually led
Raining
to
pretty
the
hard
series
outside, too.
being that,
So if you hear
know,
that in the
we
background, it's
didn't have a
kinda
business
nothing I could
arrangement where
do.
it was like, we're going to film
I don't have
this day, this
soundproofing.
day,
There
and
was
we're
no
gonna-
contract. It wasn't like making a movie.
Right, and that's the thing. We had no sets. We had to find our sets on our own. We had no actors. The people who we had to act on were our friends and things who we brought in for the series. So it was, again, very bare bones. Very just we got it done, and it's amazing. I think that we got done what we got done the way that we did it. And you know, it basically came out to the point where after we had filmed episode 4, Respect the Pack was burnt out because they had to do so much, you know, the filming. We had an entire full day of filming, but then all the effects and everything that we wanted for that episode, and they really were being pushed because in their personal lives there were things with their work and their jobs and things that
And he
were
didn't even
demanding
pay
a
'em.
lot more time than they had expected. And then for them to have to still work on Project 7.
And those weren't like one effect. It was like the whole episode had some kind of effect. in it.
Yeah, and I don't think
Every
people,
second.
I really don't think people understand how time-consuming editing is, because I think a lot of people are like, oh, you just jump in and you throw in the Final Cut Pro and you slap things together. No, it takes
Final Cut Pro.
hours upon hours to do the most trivial fucking things.
Especially like the explosions, having the ghost from Pac-Man chase you. Like they had to make sure that they were coming from the right angle for the right amount of time.
It's
going
just
all the way
not
up the
easy.
screen.
It's not easy, and I know because I used to do it very amateurishly, but I used to do it, and there's still so many things with computers. You'll be encoding, crashes the fucking thing. Now you got to start over, or an effect doesn't render right. So I understand they did a shit ton of work on that series, and
Oh
for the
fuck.
fact that we didn't sit down beforehand and have like a business
This
arrangement
goddamn
saying,
game.
you know, oh, you know, you guys are gonna work like this, and then
Yeah.
we're gonna get this out of the
There was
project,
no
and you're gonna get that out of the
contract,
project.
signed agreement.
Right. So, I think that ultimately what happened was probably going to happen regardless, but what I was hoping would happen is that maybe after like the first year, what?
This girl.
It ended before I could make money. I could have been discovered.
Oh my
Project
God.
7.
I was even gonna be in the horror episode.
You know how even,
Well, actually,
oh my
you
god,
said I could
Project
if
7
time
would have
came, I
been
would've made it.
no if Panda Lee would have been in it.
It was just unfortunate the way that we had to end it because
She would have finessed her way in it too if she would have came around earlier.
it's a cliff, right? There's no conclusion whatsoever. It's kind of
You're
just
trapped in horror land forever, Phil.
yeah, it's kind of just dangling out there. By the way, we're
Dangling out there.
Here it is. So we have to put the one down there somehow. Is there another cord
Feels
down
bad,
there?
man. Project 7 is never gonna end.
That's it. I plugged the middle and the bottom together.
You did?
I think so. I don't know what I did. You should let me do things.
I didn't know you. Oh yeah, you did. Okay. Okay, you got it.
Oh, yay.
And then the top plugs into this one up here.
Yeah, I told you I'm an independent woman. I can do what I want.
Oh my
So,
God.
you know, it is what
Independent
it is.
woman.
Project 7 was a great series, but it basically came down to a point
This
where
girl.
it was taking too much out of the people involved in it to continue it in the way it was. And ultimately what I had hoped would happen was that we would have gotten through a full year of it, and then after a full year of doing it, we would have been able to sit down and say, okay, here's now that, well, no, not
A
even a
full
break, but
year
now
of
that we
Project
know
7?
how well the series is going to do, let's sit down and discuss things like, all right, do we want to make a DVD? If we make a DVD, who's going to get a cut of what? You know,
Of course, it turns into how can we make more money?
Out of it, you know,
And then, who's gonna get a cut of what?
that amount of time to it, but I think
He acting like the YouTube videos didn't make any money.
way before we got to that.
He didn't
point.
pay them dudes to do the
We got
videos, and he
the
talking
Halloween
about
episode,
making
we probably
DVDs and
should do
then
a Christmas special,
sharing
which
money.
wasn't
Get
even
out of
like a
here.
canon
Like 4
episode,
people would have bought them
it was a
DVDs.
Christmas special celebration
Yeah.
with the characters in it from the series, and then
Christmas Yuletide Carol.
and then this year it would have been, you know, kind of a, okay, it's season 2 now.
Season
And
2 of
we're
Project
gonna do
7.
These episodes, but we're gonna maybe go to conventions and advertise it here, and we're gonna start selling DVDs for season 1. And you know, and it would have been a lot more organized, but I think it just never got to that point because we just got so burnt out and realized it was so much time to invest in it to make the series succeed. So,
Right.
all right, so we'll be right
If
back
you say so, DSP.
with
If you
part
say
2.
so.
Those are just my feelings on Project 7. I loved it. I love doing it. It's something that I am still interested in continuing in the future. But until I finally
And this was in
find
the
people
end of
to dedicate
2012.
time to it, maybe have a business
And I believe you brought it
relationship
up at the end of
around
2014.
it.
And then you
that
brought it
we
up
can
at the end of
dedicate that, okay, we're gonna do this on a
2015.
schedule like this and this
And then you
this,
made it a
and we'll be
Patreon thing in
professional about it.
2016.
I don't think it's going to come
And
back.
didn't do
so
it.
That's just my feelings.
Holy
Okay.
crap. Just pretend like you never did it.
All
Ah,
right,
part
so,
2.
you know, Project 7 was one of the things that I did this year that really I enjoyed doing, but unfortunately didn't, you know, in the end it hasn't turned out well, even though it might come back at some point. But,
Yay, I can still be discovered by the Academy.
but there are some other cool things that happened this year. I mean, we got to attend MagFest, we got to go to Too Many Games and be a featured
I think
guest.
2012 was the last year
Yes, that was
DSP got to do all of this
even-
positive
even-
stuff.
Even though
Like
I
going to
just come back from E3, my back was
MagFest and all
shot,
of that
really I
shit.
was limited with
And
what I could
E3 and
do
all of
back
that
to many
stuff.
games. I still enjoyed it so much that the treatment that we got from the people there was outstanding. I mean,
Everyone was so nice.
they were so nice and gracious to us, and
Also, why the fuck did Panda Lee go?
and
Yeah, it's his girlfriend, but she don't even live in the same city as him. You fly this girl over that has no popularity on the internet and pay her way and get Machinima to help her get in. She don't even do anything.
In 2013, Too Many Games is exactly the same week as E3. And that's not their fault. That's, you know, E3 actually, for whatever reason, changed the date of their convention by 1 week. And so it staggered into when Too Many Games had already scheduled time
Yeah,
off.
they said, remember they announced the last day that they'll be doing the same week, Father's Day weekend
Right.
next year.
So they had
It's like
already,
a week.
Too Many Games had already locked in, they already had the venue done, you know, and they were like, well, it's good, we're good, we like this time, this is what we're gonna do. And then they got fucked over by E3 basically. When I found out, I actually contacted Too Many Games and I said, listen, you know, this is unfortunate because, you know, E3 is huge and that I got to go last year. I really enjoyed going. I definitely want to go again if Machinima was willing to send me. But, you know, Too Many Games actually has already asked me to come back and be a guest again next year. And I'm like, I don't know if I can. How could I realistically fly out to LA for the week, attend E3 Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then be able to fly to Philly?
This motherfucker was living like a movie star or some
Friday,
shit.
Saturday,
It's a lot.
It's doable.
Cross-country
Number one,
flights.
I wouldn't be able to bring like, for
Getting
example,
panels and
t-shirts
shit
and
at-
stuff that we
at
could sell. I
cons.
wouldn't be able to bring that stuff. That would
Wow.
we'd have to rely on someone like OJ to drive there himself and you know bring any kind of product that we're going to sell. I mean, logistically, I'm sure you could get there, whether it's you know.
Yeah, but what am I gonna do? I'll be if I'm there by myself. No dude.
But no, I mean, if we went, you could get there, you know.
Yeah, I could get there.
I love how she basically admit, if you ain't there and I'm there, no one's gonna know who I am.
Well, maybe coming with us, I don't know.
What's the point of her
I know
going?
nothing about what's going to happen next year with E3. because
Literally no point in her
Machinima
going.
Literally was all last minute this year. It was like I had no clue I was going. I had no clue there was even going to be an opportunity And then all of a sudden I got an email from Machinima, hey, you want to go to E3?
It's like, fuck yeah.
I was like, whoa, like, that's great, that's awesome. You know, I'm a top partner, I was offered to go.
Ooh, top partner.
As a part of a promotion for a game, but also to represent Machinima and do coverage of the con.
Wait,
And
they
I
wanted
really
him to go to
enjoyed
E3
that.
to represent some
I have
game
no
or to
idea
promote it?
if in 2013
What game
they're
was
gonna
that?
offer it again.
Yeah, if it's even going to be a thing that they'll do.
Hmm.
I have no idea, and there's no way to tell. So right now, E3 is a big question mark.
Machinima sleazy as a
You know,
motherfucker.
as it comes to
They always
if we're gonna be going
low-key
or-
paying people
Okay,
and giving
and
people
the
free shit to
only
do
piece
stuff.
though is Machinima
Well,
did
to
something
promote
that
stuff.
they did this year.
I couldn't get in.
That's true.
That's the only reason I got the ticket in was because of Machinima.
How much times they done got in trouble for that shit, and they still do it too.
Do you not know who I am?
You can
And I think they
try,
owned by
but
Warner
they-
Brothers
they
now,
actually
but Warner
won't
Brothers
give
has done that in the
everyone
past too. So
Are you saying I would be denied?
if you just did it without anyone's backing, yes, you
it's
would
two
be.
evil forces combining powers.
So,
I have the backing of the pandas.
so really, I mean, I have no idea what's going to happen with E3 this year, but that's the thing. If I can get into E3, obviously I want to go, and then it's going to be like, can I still go to too many games and go to E3? And so I feel bad because the staff of Too Many Games has asked me, do we want to come back as a guest in 2013?
And we would.
The answer
but
is yes, but I don't know.
Wasn't
if
it?
I'll be able to. It all depends on a lot of things. How's my back going to be during that time period?
You definitely could do both, and your back would be fine.
Okay, we got some deep lore going on here. If I remember correctly, he was supposed to go to this Too Many Games convention that he talking about, and they changed their mind at the last minute and had two best friends play instead. It was some weird shit that happened. I remember hearing him complain about it at one of his old ass weekend preview videos or one of his old ass update videos, I think. I don't know if that actually happened. Maybe it was a weird dream. But I think they ended up getting somebody else to come. And he was pretty annoyed by it.
Fine.
Is-
Back
I don't know. Maybe he'll talk about it at the end of
Is there no way for me to
2013.
Fly to LA and fly out straight to Philly in time for whatever would be scheduled to do. You know, these are big burning questions. The other thing is I actually talked to the staff of Too Many Games and told them about this fiasco, and I said, listen, you do realize that like some of the other people that you have as big guests, like the Angry Video Game Nerd, he goes to E3 every year. He covers E3 for Spike TV. So
Wow,
he's
Spike
gonna have
TV.
a problem going to E3 and getting back in time. So basically, everyone who's interested in being a guest at this convention is getting screwed.
Except Rental Boss.
Well, I don't know if he goes to E3.
I don't
or
think he
not.
does.
I have no idea. No
Well,
idea
he can
whatsoever.
always host next year's Too Many Games.
All right, let's bring somebody down.
I don't know who she just name dropped. Probably just some YouTuber or something. I don't know.
Look at this.
Don't all women say they're good at spreading?
Oh my god.
So. That's
Yes, all
my
women
feelings.
say
I
they're
love
good
going
at
to E3.
spreading,
I love
Pandely.
playing games
Of course.
this year, but now I have no idea. And I do have a feeling of kind of uncertainty going into this new year of whether or not I'm going to be able to attend both next year or either. And I'm a little disappointed at that E3 decided to change their dates by a whole week.
Yeah, they kind of
And
screwed
cause
Too
this-
Many Games.
Caused this fiasco.
I don't know if they did it on purpose or
Oh,
what the
yeah.
reason
Why
was
would,
for changing
why would
it.
they do it on purpose? It's probably because, you know, whatever week is the best for that venue. And, you know, just so happened they changed it by a week this year, and it's just a bad situation for people who
Yeah, but
wanted
Too Many
to
Games got completely
go.
dicked.
Well, they did. I agree. And, you know, they're up and coming. They've only been around for a few years now.
Yeah,
And
and
this-
it's not as big as E3, let's be honest.
Oh, are you kidding me? This past year they grew exponentially, but they're still an up and coming
Yeah,
convention.
nothing is gonna ever be as
So
big as
for
E3.
them,
They're like the new Mag.
E3
it's
get
like a
got way
Russian
too much
well
hype and
almost
extra
when it comes
bullshit
to getting
around it
guests. Now, I'm sure that the
for something else to end up beating it.
You know, we're going to go to E3. That's not a big deal, but for people to attend as a guest, for someone who's involved with gaming, that's a big pain in the ass.
Yeah, you, Angry Video Game Nerd, was like one of their biggest guests.
He was their
and
biggest. He was their main featured guest because he
We
lives
were
in
the
Philly.
biggest guests.
No, we weren't.
We had the smallest crowd, but they had the biggest heart.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
That says it all. So, that's my feelings on the whole E3 Too Many Games situation, and I'm hoping that we can have somehow find a way to resolve it in 2013, but I honestly don't know how it's going to work out right now. You know, this year was a year of firsts in a lot of ways. I mean, it was the
Ups and
debut.
downs.
the debut of Panda Lee in my
Yeah, oh
videos.
god, yeah,
And,
that's
you know, a lot
great.
of
The
people,
debut of
unfortunately,
Panda Lee.
have, you know, they have different reception for that kind of thing. Some people just love the fact that for years it was just me in my videos. And to have
Even though it wasn't always just you, let's be honest, you've done co-op with John.
Yeah, but they're
Howard,
dudes.
With OJ.
Correct.
With some females.
Oh, yeah.
Online.
But the girls he did
the
co-op
majority of
with,
my
what
videos
was
are done
annoying?
solo. And I've never really done you know, a mainstream thing where it was involved a girl or a woman. You know? And so a lot
Oh
of
my
people,
god, this
you know,
girl.
oh my god, I don't like her, I don't like how she sounds.
People like the Valentine's Day video.
People don't like how I sound.
Yeah, so it's a double-edged sword, and it's something we expected.
I
Like,
sound
knew that
like
if I did
Daria.
play with Leanna, that
I don't
would go
have
either
a southern
way.
accent. I've
And I think
never
in some
even been to the
cases, like
South.
Tokyo Jungle with Super
It
Mario
really
Galaxy.
Like a fucking
people liked
cowgirl.
that a lot. But then in other cases where you had an unfortunate circumstance, like with Assassin's Creed 3, where there was nothing whatsoever that I
Nothing you
could
could do.
about Hurricane Sandy.
You could have locked me in the bedroom like everyone suggested.
Yeah, for 20 hours, I would have locked you in the bathroom.
I could have sat in there and read a book.
You know, it's like you
I
gotta
mean-
be realistic. You have to be reasonable, and you have to be understanding.
Exactly. Let's be reasonable. She was stuck there because of the hurricane. Right? He had Assassin's Creed 3. It was brand new. He could have just not played it. The EA wouldn't have made the money he made. But is it really any better than quote-unquote locking her in the room? Is it any better to just sit there and play a game and she sit next to you on the couch and watch? Maybe for a few hours, but like that was a lot of the playthrough or the whole playthrough. That's a lot of time to pretty much force somebody to sit next to you and watch you play a game. She could have did anything else. Maybe she wanted to sit there and watch. I don't fucking know. Maybe he asked her to. I don't know. But he could have. It seemed kind of rude. When I've had lady friends in the past, they didn't necessarily enjoy the idea of me sitting there playing a video game while they just sat in the room and did something else, or just sat in the room and watched. Even ones that liked video games, because that's not fun. Oh well.
It's one thing if you don't. Okay, so you don't like Leanna's commentary. That's fine.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to watch the playthrough. And I understand it's one of the biggest games of the year, and it's one of the games that everyone wanted to see. But at the same time, it's like you have to become an adult at some point, a mature person. This was a situation.
Adults on the internet.
This was a situation that we didn't plan for. That was completely
Is this serious, huh?
unheard of. That
They're not
a
adults
super
because they didn't want to
hurricane,
deal with
super
It was
Panda.
originally planned that I wasn't even going to be there for that.
Yeah.
I was going to do my own play.
You were leaving on Monday, and you got stuck here, and it's like, well, it's either we're going to do co-op commentary for the time that you're here, or else I'm not doing these games. To which point I'm not going to not do these games.
Yeah,
That would be
'cause
ridiculous.
They're too big to not do.
Right. So, you know, it is what it is. It's
It is what
funny
it
because
is.
the views on the playthrough are great, but all the comments are negative shit. And it's all thumbs down, negative comments, but the views are great. And it's like, well, I'm better off and happy that I played it, and I enjoyed it, and I know you enjoyed it, and that's that. And that's really all I care about. If I'm having fun when I'm doing what I'm doing, then that's all I really care about. That's honest. And some people also have to just accept the fact of change, that things do not always stay the same forever, and that when things stay the same forever, that's stagnation. That could be boring.
Yeah.
That could be, you know, you want to have some
You
variety.
mean like how his channel stayed the same from pretty much the beginning of 2013 until he started the Patreon? And then after he started the Patreon, it stayed the same again and it didn't change yet? You mean like that? And then you can say, oh, but I started KO Gaming. Yeah, but that's a different channel. That's still stuff staying the same on your current channel. This guy.
And I'm not saying by any means, and I've said this before, I'm not changing the way I make my videos. Leanna will not be in every video that I make if we ever were to say move in together or
I
whatever.
made an entire rant about it.
All right, we're going to do our
Nobody,
our own
well, people
separate
did
stuff.
watch that
That's not
video.
gonna
So
happen,
sorry,
but,
Panda Lee.
You know, people are just so terrified of the original DSP, we'll never see him again.
The original one?
You know,
Or that
There will
I
be
the
some
downfall of
change.
your channel and you'll have to get real jobs.
there will be some change over time, but it's not going to be everything.
Whoa, she actually said real job?
If we ever were to say move
What
in
a
together
fucking
or
troll.
whatever.
An entire rant about it.
All right, we're going to do our own separate stuff. That's not going to happen, but...
Yeah.
you know, people are just so terrified of the original DSP, will never see him again. Well, you know,
Or
there will be some
downfall
change.
of your channel and you'll have to get a real job.
Wow, she actually said the real job. Real job.
That we do together for
Or we'll
Get
make
Cold.
our own series together.
That's like what the
Right.
negative haters online
Different stuff.
say.
It won't be, you know, me not doing what I do or stopping what I do the way that I do it, you know, just because I have a girlfriend. I mean, that's a ridiculous notion. And I think
That's
people
like
just...
that's like when your best friend gets a girlfriend and starts having her hang out sometimes. Sometimes you don't like it, sometimes you do. But you just gotta be happy that someone else is happy.
Yeah, if you're not... Listen, if you don't like that person, you don't have to watch all the things
And then
that
she
they're in.
smiled after
Or
saying
get the
it.
video.
This
So, I mean,
fucking
that's
asshole.
just the bottom
And then
line. Anna's
DSP
not going
completely
anywhere.
ignored it.
She's not going to be in every playthrough, but she
Every
will be in
time somebody
some.
else say
It'll be
something
stuff
about
that I
real
pre-announced.
job, he get
I
annoyed.
really don't foresee any more
Look at this
superstorms
fucking
coming and hitting us
clown.
anytime soon.
Oh my
actually,
god.
I doubt she'll be stuck here for any major upcoming games that people want to see me play by myself, and that's that. So, all right. So it looks like we've almost filled out the entire tree. So the next video,
Opening time?
I think it's first. I think what we'll do is test the lights to make sure that they work, and then we will check out
Unbelievable.
the garland situation because I think the garland's all messed up. We have to look at that, and we'll see what we can do.
Oh
with that.
no, the
Then
garland
we will
situation.
move on to the ornaments. So we will be right back.
I hope he used ghetto ornaments to end this show.
Okay, so we got the wire there.
Yep.
All right, feed it to me, please. Nope, around the back. There we go.
Yay!
And we're good. All right, so all the lights are connected. Good. Good, good, good.
And we didn't have to string them like my dad always did.
This is going to be the pain getting the star out at the end.
Oh,
I
boy.
know it is. All right, so now let's look at the garland situation, and I'll move on to another topic.
What else did we talk about?
I think one thing that I do want to address.
Please don't talk about your relationship.
Get that up?
Hopefully they don't.
It was funny because it seems like no matter what this year, like no matter what I did,
People
I had to
hated
have
on it.
Heavy criticism.
Oh my god.
And basically be told that I'm doing it wrong. You know,
It's
at the
always
beginning of the
gonna be
year, I was
somebody that
told
don't like
I'm a
what you're
sellout.
doing.
I remember that. That was a big thing at the beginning of this year. Oh, Phil's only doing it for the money.
I said this
He's only
earlier in
playing
this
games
video,
to
the
make
more people
money.
that get exposed to you, that's the
And
more
that's,
people
you
that are
know,
gonna
that's the
dislike
only
you
reason he
because
does
more people
it.
getting exposed to
And I
you.
don't know how, you know,
That's why famous people have thousands and millions of people that fucking hate them. We all would if we had thousands and millions of people that knew us.
Back, you know, 2010 and
I don't get why
earlier,
people don't understand
I was
that.
doing this for years. I mean, years. I started in 2008 and did it for 2 full years. Never made a dime doing it. Because I
And he
love
think
it. I
people,
love video games. I love
well, some people
video
did stop
culture.
liking him
I
because he
love
started getting paid for
playing
YouTube.
them. I
But
love
that's
sharing those
really petty, I
experiences with other
think.
people. I actually just talked
Oh, he's
about
making
this
money
on my
doing the
Thanksgiving
same
video
exact
that
thing. Well, he's a sellout.
when
I don't
was
like him
playing Mass
now.
Effect 1, the year that it came out, I was actually
Whatever.
disappointed because when I beat the game, I was like, wow, that was
For
an amazing
Patreon, it's
game.
different. But I think for getting ads on YouTube, that's
but I wish I could have shared
get
that
out of
with
here.
someone, 'cause I
You're
was
being
sitting there
silly.
playing by myself. And
There's probably
then
some
when
people
I
that still don't
kinda
like him for that
finally
reason.
realized this whole YouTube thing and
But
how
they
I
liked
could
him before
use it
that,
to share
though.
experiences
Of
with
course.
people and do stuff. It was like, wow, this is great. This is so I can play a game, but I can share all the fun I'm having and all my jokes and everything that I
Fun?
typically do when I play a game with other people.
You have fun
And
like
that's
once every
a great
5 months.
feeling for me. That's why I do what I do. It just so happens that I found a way to make money doing it as well, which is
Lol.
like kind of the ideal situation. I'm living the dream right
Living a dream.
now.
You got laid off before this even happened, so it's not like you just, YouTube, switch.
And that's another good point too. I never planned on doing
It don't
this
matter if
full
you
time.
planned on doing it.
You know, like it wasn't something that I ever planned.
To be
It was
honest, a
something I
lot
was
of people in that
forced into
same
the
situation
because of the bad
would have probably
economy,
just tried to
losing my
find another job.
and then having to find
Instead of
something
saying,
else
oh,
that
well,
I
I'm
could
doing
make
YouTube. Let
money.
me see how I could finesse money out of this.
Because there were no other jobs in my job
Fuck trying to
sector.
find another
There were
job.
still in Connecticut,
No other
there were
jobs in the sector, dude.
in the area that I was employed, and my dad just got laid off from the same sector. So it's like, you know,
He got laid off from
no
the
one
same
in Connecticut
sector.
is doing well. Nobody. Everyone is getting screwed over by this bad economy, and I'm just fortunate to have been able to find a way to turn something that I was
Thanks,
already
Obama.
doing, a hobby I was
Fucking
already
asshole, you
involved
ruined
in,
everything.
money-making
It's your
venture,
fault Phil got fired.
to the point where it's actually working out really well for me, and I'm very grateful for that.
Estimation
But
million.
for people to call me a sellout and to tell me the only reason that I'm playing, a lot of these video games is because I just care about the money. I mean, that's preposterous. First of all, some of the games I play, they're so unpopular, no one even watches the playthrough. So some days I'm working 8-hour days, and I don't make any money. You know, it's all dependent upon the games as well. So,
But the only reason why he play those games that are unpopular is because he have nothing popular to play. We're not stupid, DSP.
What was the Japanese one you played with John Rambo?
Oh, well, that was just silly,
Yeah, but
ridiculous.
see, like how many people
Like,
watch
the only reason why you play those games is because nothing else going
I'm talking
on.
about a game like Blades of Time. I remember when I played Blades
Wow,
of Time,
Blades
I
of
got so
Time.
much shit for it. Why are you playing this shitty game? Stop playing this game immediately. Go play something else that we demand you play immediately. And that's another thing that I like, the people who demand stuff. Like, you have to get something straight. I am very grateful for the views that I get, and I'm very grateful for the money that I'm making. But for you to say that because I make money now when I play games on YouTube, that you demand that I play certain things or I play them in a certain way.
Wow, dude, what a bunch of fucking
preposterous. First of all,
assholes.
it's my channel, it's my life. And if I
It's
choose
your
to
life.
play one
You're
thing or
right.
the other,
Come on.
it's your choice whether or not you want to watch it. But you have no right to demand I
No
do
right.
certain things the way you want them done. Like, that is such a elitist fucking...
How is it elitist?
bratish kind of a mentality to have.
Yeah, elitist
Because
isn't the
I
right
make
word.
money, that I have to do what you tell me.
Naturally, Phil wants you to watch the videos. Like, he wants you to enjoy the game.
Basically, watch the videos and don't
But he
complain.
wants you to enjoy the game. So when you complain about it, it does kind of bum him out. But it's like you got to realize he's doing this for himself too.
Well, and here's the thing, like a game like Blades of Time. Okay, was it a great game? No. Was it a bad game? Actually, no. It was a decent game. But
You can say that about every game.
Watch it, and but without playing a game like that, if I just played all AAA titles all year, I wouldn't have any frame of reference.
And
What?
You wouldn't have half the playthroughs you have.
Well, I'm not. That doesn't matter.
If
What
he
I'm
played
talking about
AAA
is I
titles
need
all
to
year, he would
educate
go weeks
myself
without
on
doing
what's out there.
playthroughs.
I need to educate myself on the games that are coming out during the year. And if I don't play the bad ones along with the good ones,
He's
how
just
would I know
making up
how to
reasonings
score
for this
games
right now.
properly? And that's just, I think, a problem with a lot of the mainstream media is they don't play enough games to have an accurate score
Yes,
system.
IGN
They
plays
just
less
play,
games
"Oh,
than
I
you
like
as a
10 out of
website.
10."
They play less games
It's like,
than you,
well, wait a
DSP.
minute. Did you
The
play
reviewers
this one?
don't
Did you
play as
that
much
one? How
games
can
as you.
tell me-
But that's because they real people and they not
How
YouTubers,
can you tell
maybe?
me that Halo 4 is
Okay,
a
YouTubers are real people. You know what I mean.
and Assassin's Creed 3 is a 9.2, but they're completely different games, and you didn't play other games to score against.
What the fuck
So
games
it's
they
like
were supposed to
people are
play?
just so unprofessional at what they do, and I pride myself on the fact that when I do my hateful truths, that I'm, trying to give you my honest opinion on what I played in reference to everything else I've played that year. So again, if I only played the AAA titles, I would have a hard time judging what's good and what's not, and what are people doing out there with gaming right now.
And it's something for everyone too when you play different kinds of games. Like Catherine, there's an audience for
Yo,
There's
Catherine.
an audience for Tokyo Jungle. There's an audience for Blades of Time. There's an audience for Call of Duty.
All right, I think this might be enough.
I always wanted to go back to playing Catherine, but I really hate puzzle games. I should just play it on easy.
I'm just gonna do this around the bottom row.
Okay.
I guarantee you
So
somebody
you're
on the
gonna call me
internet will have a
sellout and
problem
tell me
with
I'm
that.
only playing games to make money is like ridiculous. This is, you want to call, and then of course it's funny because halfway through the year I don't hear that anymore, and the reason is because Toby Turner, really, honestly.
Huh?
Toby Turner starts becoming the biggest gaming channel on YouTube, and now everyone all of a sudden
Yeah,
stops
he not
looking at me
anymore.
about it and gangs up against him. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Here's someone who did some gaming-related videos, but had nothing to do
But
with
didn't play
gameplay.
games.
Right.
Didn't review them. Didn't play them. Didn't do demos of them. I don't know.
Never, and of course his fans did ask him for it, but he never did it until it was possible to partner gaming channels. And then all of a sudden, when it's possible to make money to do something, he starts doing it. Gee, I wonder if that's what people were talking about when they were trying to call me a sellout. Really, that's what it is. You do it for the money. You're not doing it for the enjoyment. You're not doing it, to be genuine about it and to be serious about it and to even take it seriously.
And you fast forward 3 years, DSP starts a Patreon. Obviously, that's doing it for the money. You can't do Patreon for another reason, obviously. And he goes to Twitch and pretty much tells his viewers he's not going to stream as much if he don't get bit donations, which is him streaming for the money. So I guess we can call him a sellout now, you guys. Finally, we can call him a sellout.
He does it. He plays them. He fucking sucks ass at them.
He suck at them too, DSP.
He doesn't try to get good at them.
You don't
He
try
just fails
either.
repeatedly, and it's the same
And
thing.
it's like, ha ha ha, look at me, I suck so bad. Isn't this great? Like,
Right.
subscribe, favorite.
And it's like, give me a
This is the same exact thing he does. He's bad at the games and he don't try to get better at them. And DSP, DarkSyde Phil, is actually shitting on somebody else for being bad at games. This is in 2012 still, but holy what? No way.
break. Why do you think that
That's
fucking
unbelievable.
shows like Honey Boo Boo are getting such high ratings?
Wow,
Because
Honey
you're looking
Boo Boo.
at train wrecks. You're looking at people who fail at life, but people are making them celebrities, and that's the kind of thing that irks me. Is there's legitimate people out there trying to do well and do things to entertain, and then you got people who just fuck around, you know, being complete train wrecks, and people are liking it, and people are rewarding.
I don't think
these
being
people.
bad at a
Like the
game
Jersey
in
Shore,
general
why
is
do they
necessarily a
exist?
train wreck. It depends on the situation and how the person
I
act
think
about it.
what it is, partially, is people want to feel superior. When you do good at a game, Phil, you don't get crap for it. When you do really good at a game, people are like all impressed, but when someone sucks at something, they have a reason to complain, they have a reason to laugh at you. People want to feel good about themselves.
Could
But
be.
what better way than to look at someone who's a flaming train wreck
You
compared
know,
to you?
or to watch one of these people who all they do is play a shitty horror game and scream at their screen.
Oh boy, here we go.
Wow, you watched a man act like a sissy, and then you gave him like thousands of dollars for it.
You know, I just want to point out how many channels are dedicated just to screaming at horror games.
A lot now, because everyone's it's a bandwagon thing, and everyone jumps on it.
And the worst part is you can't even identify like the original channels that started doing that. Nobody even knows anymore.
And you know what? And that's one thing.
Who
you know, You can call me
cares?
whatever you want, but
It
I
don't
think
matter who was
anyone
the
ever
original
would ever
person
call
that
me
did
a
it.
bandwagoner, because the things that I do are not things that 100 billion people are doing, and then I
You mean
start
like
doing
your
it.
rant videos? I think your rant.
I feel like I talked about this in the video before. With DSP logic, we should still be listening to the fucking 70s and the 80s rappers and shit, because they was the first ones to do it. We can't listen to anybody that comes out now making new music because they wasn't the originator. We have to only listen to and respect and give money to the originators. The people that came after that are obviously bandwagoners. Yes, of course. What if I was like 10 years old when YouTube first started? And I'm 20 now and I want to do YouTube videos. I can't do them because I'm a bandwagoner, apparently. It's fucking stupid logic. And to be honest, that's elitist logic, because you think you're better than everybody else because you was one of the first ones to do it. And you think everybody else that started doing it after you, bandwagoners. And that's not fair. But whatever.
More than anything, because nobody rants. Toby never makes a rant. Oh, the gaming industry, it's all.
How could he make a rant? He doesn't know anything about it.
I know, but still, like.
DSP joined
Couldn't
Twitch
rant.
years
He's not
after it got
intelligent. He's
popular,
not
so he a
intelligent enough
bandwagoner
to
then,
talk. He's
right?
not informed enough to talk
Using
about
his
games.
logic. He's
Yeah.
not one of the originators
Yeah,
on Twitch.
He's the one who gets hired by EA to sell their games. He's the one who gets hired by
Yeah,
Ubisoft
it's
to
one
do,
of those
to do
things
the
that's-
fucking
it's
E3
people
press
like us that are
conference.
actually
Listen,
trying
I'm
to do
being
this, and not
salty.
just for the money. Like I said, we're not doing it for the money. We're doing it for fun. But you know, in a way, it's like we want some recognition for the work we do. And then we have my favorite person in the world, iJustine, play 10
Oh my God,
hours of
iJustine.
not knowing how to play it. You're sitting there gouging your eyes out. Oh look, 10 million views.
DSP played Portal and didn't know what to do either.
You know, by no
Both
means
of
do
them,
I
I
want anyone to
believe.
think that
So there you go.
my feelings
Lol.
are because I'm jealous. I mean, I'm doing well off for myself anyway. So I can't say that I'm jealous. I mean, if I were doing bad or
He sound like
poorly, then I
an
could say
old
I'm
head
jealous
rapper
because people
complaining
are making
about the
money
new
and they do it.
rappers
But
that's
I'm already
making more money
what
than
they're
him
doing.
and more
I'm
popular
just
than
mad
him
that
and
people
started
look at
after
these
him.
people
That's really
and
what
think,
he
oh,
sound
they're the
like.
best thing, but then they have the fucking gall to call me a sellout.
Yeah.
When you have people blatantly out there doing it just for money and doing a poor job of it.
How does he know they're doing it
that's
just for
why-
money though?
Here's
That's
the
my
thing
feeling
also.
on it.
People
That's it.
assume
I'm
DSP do it just for money, just like he
Also,
assumed these other people do it just for money. You don't
What makes
fucking
me
know.
nuts is the people that do this have 20 channels all partnered. You don't have, not all of your channels are partnered. You have a lot of them, but like only 3
DSP
of them
has 3 that are partnered now, and that's the only 3 he
Meanwhile,
used.
20 partnered channels for Smosh Games, iJustine plays.
This was back when he had
something,
other channels that
Chloe
wasn't
plays
partnered, if I
something,
remember
don't know
right.
about PewDiePie, those
I think they all might have been partnered. The ones that wasn't partnered was the ones he didn't use. I don't think he ever uploaded videos after he started YouTube for a living. I don't think he had channels that he didn't partner. I don't know.
It feels like wrong to have so many.
Because I believe
I don't know,
DSP Street
like
Fighter was
my
partnered.
Alright, well.
You see how he didn't respond to her saying that the thing about the partner channels? Yeah, that's because she was wrong, I
Start
believe.
looking at ornaments at this point.
Because he didn't say, yeah, you're right.
Before I
He didn't say any of that. He just was completely silent.
Power cord, because the star's gonna need the power cord.
This guy.
I wanna make sure
Everyone's a sellout. I'm not a sellout.
I got it.
I do it for money. I mean, I do it as a job and they do it as a job, but they're sellouts, not me.
that must be
Because
it.
Yep.
I started YouTube gaming videos before it was a job,
Because the star's the
but
last
now
one.
it is. But
Star
I'm not a
off.
sellout.
Starts right there.
Anyway,
Jesus
the whole
Christ.
thing will top it off. So we got lots of ornaments.
I think he went to Twitch the
We
next
got blue
year.
balls and green balls
So maybe at the end of
and purple balls
2013, we'll hear him talk about being on
Epic
Twitch.
Mickey, just in time for the playthrough.
Oh God,
All right.
that's the first one going up, isn't it?
Epic Mickey.
Which one do you want to put
No,
up
we
first?
should put up like the balls and the generic stuff first and space them out.
Aw, you don't want to kick off the holiday season with Epic Mickey shitting on your tinsel.
Yeah, you should space out the generic ones first, and then you fill in the gaps with the special ones.
Okay. That's not the fun way, but fine. Which
I've
ones
got-
do you want to put up? The green balls or the blue balls?
Oh, man.
Balls. Give me the green balls.
I don't know if I want you having green balls in your hand.
Yeah, well, I don't want blue balls by any means.
I love blue balls.
Oh, my God.
What?
Look at these big blue balls. I
I
love
love
them.
blue balls.
These blue balls are big and beautiful. I love the color. Okay, you put up the green balls. I handle the blue balls. The blue balls of ex-girlfriend and the blue balls of frostbite.
Wow. So yeah, so we talked about a couple different topics now. You know, the only other one really that I do want to talk about you know, some negative stuff is a lot of people criticizing me, saying that I should do direct capture like everybody else.
He did it next year, I
I got a
believe.
lot more of that this year than ever before, because I think a lot of people are starting to get a little bit burnt out on me just recording with a camera.
And there are a few playthroughs in which it might not be at its best. Like they said Diablo 3 on the PC.
Well, that's just because the text is so fucking small
Yeah.
on PC that you can't
Well,
read it.
PC games look way better with direct capture.
I mean, I apologize, but how can I help that? You know, it's not my fault if the fucking text is microscopic. Like, I actually would like it if the text was bigger.
Listen
but they
to
don't have an
this
option to do it
dude.
at a higher resolution. So
Oh
it's more
my
of a
God.
flaw of the game maker than
It's a
anything
flaw of
else,
the
but
game
people
maker.
say, oh no, PC's the best, and it's your fault for doing a camera, and you know, everyone
It's
else
the
who played
flaw of the
used text
game
fully,
maker.
and we couldn't
Amazing.
see anything.
Oh,
You know
man, what a
what? I'll be
clown.
honest, if you're watching my playthroughs for graphics, maybe you should watch someone else's playthroughs.
Yeah,
I don't
you've
think-
never tried to be the most graphically
Yeah,
advanced
I
channel.
record at 720p. I don't record at full 1080p because YouTube downgrades my videos to the point where they look like 720p when I record in that
Yeah, and I
quality.
record the
Well,
same
why you do
videos. Some of
1080p now?
our videos look really good.
Yeah, it all depends on the game. It depends on the lighting. It depends on certain factors.
Of course, fast forward a few years later, and he thinks people watch his playthroughs for 1080p 60 quality.
And,
All right, then.
You know, I can't control them. When you're recording with a camera,
And there's certain
you're limited to
unforeseen
what the
events.
camera
Just
can
stop
do.
using the camera then. He ain't even say
Unforeseen
why he
events that
can't
can
use the
affect it.
camera.
Like, the camera
He just
falls
blamed the
over
games
the
because the
like,
text
you're
too
playing
small.
with the Wiimote and you smack the
The hell
camera
is wrong
down.
with this
But
dude?
people like that. That's what
Yeah,
people,
sometimes there are things that are funny that you liked, and they end up being like the funniest moments of the year.
Yeah, you know, Howard knocked in the camera. That was great, but that you wouldn't have seen that if I didn't have the camera. You would have just saw the footage continue, and you would be very confused at what was going on.
Yeah, you guys would have been laughing your heads off, and nobody would have known why.
I mean, you can have a face cam for a thing like that, pretty much.
So like I
That
said,
pretty
like I
much
said earlier,
makes
I
it,
mean, I
you know,
understand if people are
even out, I
looking
guess.
for like a high quality graphic,
Whatever.
and they're a little disappointed that over the years I haven't upgraded my methods, but you know, for what
You know.
I do, it works, and I think
It doesn't
people
work.
enjoy the fact that I'm sticking
That's
to
why a
my
lot of
guns,
people was
I'm
complaining
sticking
about
to
it in
the same
2012
way.
because
They
it
have
wasn't
a
working.
quality product
And that's why by the end of
that's
2013, he had
consistent
changed it
and not
to direct
changing.
capture
Although
because
I
it
did
wasn't
mention
working.
That, you know, if I ever did get a bigger place, which I'm hoping I can do in the next year or two, that would be something I'd be looking to do. Right now, realistically, I cannot do direct
Listen to
capture.
this.
It's just not possible.
You have too many words.
Direct capture isn't possible.
It's like covered in
Just
water.
the way
In the
my
condo
stuff's
he was
hooked up,
in.
it would be nearly
What?
impossible to have stuff going from the PC to there, more wires back to the receiver and back. It wouldn't work.
How much wise he think he
My
need?
setup, and there's no reason to redo my setup when I'm gonna
Which would
possibly be
take
moving.
days potentially.
It's a capture card hooked up to the computer.
Yeah, not right now. Not to say you were ever.
The other end hooked up to the
do it,
back of the
like you were,
TV.
"No, never gonna do it ever."
And it's
Not even
another
consider it.
thing that come out of that hook
You
into the
consider it if it was
console.
now, but it's not now, so maybe later.
That's
And the last thing I want to talk about the negatives.
and he did it anyway, so this is
I wanna
BS.
talk about the
It's
gaming in
impossible,
general.
not
There's
possible
a lot
to do.
say about it.
He did it anyway.
The last thing I want to mention is people who complain about co-op and my co-op partners and such.
This whole
okay?
video is
Let me
complaining
put it
about
this
people
way.
complaining.
What the hell?
You got stuck on the garland.
Caught in the
I
garlic.
saw something I noticed. This video only got 10,000 views. His 2011 Christmas tree videos, almost all of them had like 20,000.
No matter what I did
So
co-op
rip-
with this year, I got complaints. If I did it with John Rambo, some people would say that I don't know if it's getting stale or whatever. If I did it with
You know, when you did, I don't remember what game you did with that I also did by myself. People would come to my channel and they're just like, I just don't like his commentary anymore. Like, I guess I'm so used to it. Like, I expect it in a way. Like, you know, he has a certain attitude when he plays games.
yeah, it's all done for comic relief.
Yeah. It's not like he acts like this, like,
Right.
off camera. Off camera, he's nice.
It's to be
but-
funny, but
yeah.
I don't think that people, you know, it's just, no matter what I did with co-op this year, there was complaints. The Airy Lord, everyone, the Airy Lord, we don't like the Airy Lord. Why
Oh,
are you
God,
doing
Airy
something with
Lord.
the Airy Lord? It's like, yeah, but take a look at the difference between the Airy Lord, you know, a year or two ago when we weren't
glowed
really
up?
that, you know, didn't know him that well. We weren't that friendly with him, and he was jumping into random playthroughs versus now. When look, he actually did research for Borderlands 2. He did fucking research. He played
You
the
mean
whole
he
first
checked,
game.
like,
he knew
game
everything
facts?
about the second game. He jumped in and was one of the best team players in the game. And you know, I don't know how people can still complain about. I mean, if you don't like his voice, then fine. It's this simple.
Oh,
All right.
I got the same.
Oh, boy,
complaint.
here we
I don't
go.
like your voice. Well, guess what? It's not changing.
Yeah, it's this simple. I didn't used to do as many games as I do now. Okay. I didn't
Is he
used to
gonna
do as
say
many
just
games.
watch other
So you can
playthroughs?
either be happy that there's more footage, or you can just not watch the footage. It's one
Oh
or the
my
other.
God,
Like,
that's the
I'm
problem
doing more
right
games than
there.
ever. If there's a
You don't
co-op
tell
game, yeah,
people
I'm
to
gonna
not
wanna
watch
do
your
co-op.
stuff.
Now this year I did co-op with Rambo. I did co-op with my friend Corchado.
Especially if
and
YouTube
Aaron
gets your
Lord. I
job.
did co-op with Panda Lee. I did co-op with a couple other people, and then I actually did a
Burger
completely
King is
random
gonna
co-op
say, well, if you
campaign
don't
with
like the
people from
burgers,
Ghost
don't eat
Recon
here.
Future Soldier.
And people
No, they're gonna try to make the
Even
burgers
then,
better.
people were whining. Well, I don't like the random people you pick. Right, so you don't like the intentional people that I pick,
Amazing.
and you don't like the random people that I pick. Do you fucking like anything? Or do you just sit there
No,
in
they
your,
just
in
like
your
you,
house like a
DSP.
fucking troll disliking everything all day? Like, I mean,
Does he
get to a
not
point
realize
you're
that these
what the
people
fuck,
just
man?
wanna
Like,
see him?
You don't like anything. So if you don't like anything, don't bother. Don't bother watching
Listen to
any of
this
it.
this saltiness out of nowhere.
Versus the game, like
Wow.
Borderlands 2, I obviously wasn't gonna play, so nobody could complain about me being in it. But Chris was gonna be in it, and it's like, I don't know. It's one of those games. It's like, do I like the Aries, or do I like Chris for Borderlands, or do I like him more?
Well, this
for
was the thing, and this is what
Twisted
pisses me
Metal
off.
or
This is what really pisses me off.
Oh,
All
he's
year,
salty now.
I
He
heard,
mad.
Phil, Borderlands 2. Phil, you gonna play Borderlands 2? Phil, you should really play it co-op, because you play Borderlands 1 by yourself, and that's not really how the game's meant to be experienced. The game will be much better as co-op. So
And then he
play
played
Borderlands
co-op and
2
everybody
co-op. Then I
complained
do,
about
and
his
all I get are
co-op partners.
complaints. It's like, well, fuck you.
Wow.
Like, everyone asked for it, I gave you what you asked for, and then you complain. So, you know what? I'm gonna do whatever I want, you know? It's just, it goes to a point where you just can't
I'm
take
gonna
it
do whatever I
anymore.
want.
I've had enough.
Except start using direct capture next year, which is not what I wanted to do at all.
I don't want the boss.
And go to Twitch, which is not what I wanted to do at all. And then leave Twitch, which is not what I wanted to do. And then go back to Twitch, which is not what I wanted to do. And then start a Patreon, which is not what I wanted to do.
Well, excuse
But
me,
we
Mr.
can ignore all of that.
Man.
I'll hang that one over on the other side.
Whatever. I do what I want. This guy.
So, that's my feeling on that. It's like, if I'm gonna play co-op, I always announce
Fuck
it ahead
you.
of time.
I'll do what I
If you
want.
can't handle the people who are in it, then don't bother. Don't watch. That's all I have to say. Like, I'm not gonna keep catering to people who just don't like anything. It just gets to the point.
They obviously like him if they're complaining about who in the videos, but not complaining about the videos. Does he not realize this?
No matter what I do, it's a negative.
How dumb can he be?
When I'm playing a game, I'm enjoying it and I'm trying to have fun. and we're having fun. Hilarities ensuing. We're
Hilarities ensuing.
Comments. This sucks because I hate this guy's voice. Shut the fuck up.
Or you failed a mission.
Don't watch.
Dare you?
Don't watch.
Wow.
Nobody's making. Who is the person
And is
who
this type of attitude consistently over years? Is the reason why almost nobody watches anything he puts out, period,
and I guess the
now.
last thing that I'll say before we'll move out of the negative.
Because like all of his
Too many videos
playthroughs
talking
get
about
bad
negative
views
things.
now,
Real
seem
quick, I'll
like.
talk about this one. How people say that I police my comments and people are upset that they've gotten blocked from my channel.
No, I
Listen,
get the same thing.
listen.
You do police your comments,
You can
Pandally.
have it
Hard.
either way. You can either have it that
Whatever.
I don't read the comments.
And it's easier, too,
I never
because, like, 4
interact
people
with my
comment on the
fans, and
videos.
I can be an impersonal figurehead, like a lot of these people, popular YouTubers.
So let me get
on
this straight.
YouTube. Yeah,
Banning
you know who I'm
people
talking
is
about the people who they don't care.
interacting?
They put out content. They know they have a big fan base. They never really interact with them. They don't have a personal website where they interact with them. They don't talk to them in the comments. They don't talk through personal messages. They don't
Banning
have
is
a PO
interaction?
box.
Up on forums.
Yeah, they don't have a PO box where you can send stuff and interact.
They do
with them.
have
I can be
PO
that- I can
boxes
be
because
that
they want free
impersonal
stuff from their
asshole. Really,
fans.
I can, if that's what you
What are
really
you talking
want.
about?
Or
They don't have PO
you can
boxes.
deal with the
Sending
fact
me
that
free
if I'm
stuff isn't interacting
you
with
say
me.
stupid,
That's being nice to
nasty
me.
shit to me, or things that irk me, that you're gonna have consequences for it. You can't expect that you can just say whatever you want, and that somehow, if I'm supposed to be completely forgiving of everyone who says things that are out of place, that are insulting, that maybe actually are derailing what a video should be about. And it's like, come on, like, how do you not? You can't do that anywhere else.
Yeah, it's like you wouldn't say certain things to your parents in real life, but
Yeah.
you would say it on the internet.
Yeah, but DarkSyde Phil isn't your
Meanwhile,
parent.
You know that the things you are saying have some sort of consequence to them. It's like, what do you expect to happen?
So it's one or the other. You can either have the me that you have now, the personal me who has interaction with his fans, or you can have nothing. You can have the impersonal bastards that are.
So let me get this straight. This is amazing. He says it's people that's complaining about me policing my comments. He didn't say he don't police his comments. He didn't say that those people are, making shit up. He basically follows along to say he interacts with fans and viewers. And you could either have interaction or none at all. So him reading the comments is interaction, even if he just bans the people. But he barely replies to comments. Reading the comment is not interaction. And I don't think banning someone, it is interacting with them if you ban them, but that's not the kind of interaction anybody wants.
Are out there that just
What the hell?
literally just make videos for the money. They don't care about the fan base. People saying that I'm a sellout and I'm a Nazi.
He back to
but then I do
sellout
the Hardcore
thing.
Gaming season giveaway and everyone's grateful for it. But it's like,
Yeah,
it
because
just doesn't
everybody
make
like
sense.
free stuff.
So, people who are always complaining about getting blocked, well, it's this simple. Be careful what you say.
Be careful what you
And,
say.
Understand that if you say something that could be
Oh,
interpreted as
man.
offensive, that you might get blocked. There's consequences for actions. Why people think that the internet is like this free reign place where you can do whatever you want and
Because
there's
you
no
can't
consequences.
see who it is and you don't know who they are, where they live.
Right.
You can't beat the crap out of them like if you insulted your neighbor.
If you want a personal interaction with me, well, you're going to have to face the facts that there may be some times when you're going to piss me off if you say something stupid or off topic or insulting. And here's the other thing, do I actively just sit here for hours on end reading comments and blocking people? No. It's every once in a while I'll read
Listen
the
to that
comments on a
whiny
vlog video
voice.
to see what people have
No.
as feedback for what I was talking about. Or every once in a while, maybe I'll go on a part of a playthrough and see how people are receiving the playthrough. I don't sit there actively all day policing my comments and blocking
You don't wait for
thousands of
every
people.
single new comment.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
Thousands.
some people just have this mentality. Oh, Phil's blocked thousands. What are you, nuts? I'm recording and I'm uploading and I'm doing other stuff. I don't.
He probably
sit here
does have
policing my
thousands of
comments
banned
full
channels.
time.
That's
You know what I mean? Like,
the
this is
thing.
this preposterous notion that
He
people
probably
get.
does.
And then of course you got the trolls who know that people have this crazy mentality or this crazy notion, and then they feed on it. Oh, Phil blocked me, blah blah blah. But it's really someone who really said something nasty about me and deserve to be blocked, but then they try to turn it against me like I'm some kind of an unfair person, and people buy it. That's what I don't get. People actually buy it because
They spend money on it?
Oh, if someone says it on the internet, it must be true. All right, so that's all I have to say about that. We're gonna come right back, and I'd like to talk a little bit about the year as a whole, the industry as a whole this year. What I really feel
The industry?
about games and some of the great things, but some of the worries and just gaming in general, rather than talking about my own personal YouTube
The
stuff.
roller coaster that is the game industry.
So, all right, we'll be right back. Okay.
Man, these videos alone,
Finishing up the balls.
it's legit more than an hour, and a lot of this is not even putting up a tree. We only got one video left though. A lot of this is not even putting up a fucking tree. It's him standing around complaining, and Panda Lee slowly putting ornaments on.
Alright, so now I want to talk about what I want to get off my chest about the gaming industry this year.
Oh
Because
boy.
I'm gonna be honest with everyone. For the first year since I've done gaming on YouTube, I was very disappointed this year overall with the industry as a whole and its focus on pumping out sequels, pumping out games that weren't
Remakes.
complete, pumping out remakes. Just
Wow, that
lack
sound
of
like
originality
2013,
and/or
14, 15, and
DLC
16.
situation
That's like
this
just
year.
how
There were
gaming
so
pretty
many
much is
games
now.
that had like on-disc
Rip.
DLC. You had games with no fucking ending, and then you had to buy the DLC to get the ending. It's like, are you serious?
Wasn't that a sewage
Really?
wrap?
Like, this is what the industry's becoming. You didn't
Nice.
take enough of my $60 when I bought the retail game. Now you want to milk me for even more money. And at this point, the whole piracy issue is not a valid excuse anymore for them to be doing that kind of shit. Sure, piracy affects them, but not to the point where when I spent $60 on a game that you need to milk me for even more money.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, let's be honest. A lot of the games that came out this year that even looked really good, and then they came out and you played it and you were like, oh my god, it's just kind of like not what I expected. Games like Operation Raccoon City.
That was a smelly one.
How much? That game got so much advertisement. Like you saw commercials on TV.
And you were excited. It's like,
Every
oh my
every
god.
gaming
it's
magazine was fucking pumping the hell out of it, saying it was going to be a great game.
It's gonna have Claire and Leon from Resident Evil 2.
And then you play it, and you're like,
I hate
feel like I'm
Capcom
playing
so much,
SOCOM.
and I hate
It was like playing
Resident Evil
SOCOM with
games now.
zombies, and it wasn't
Yeah.
very good. It was
Or
far.
Call of Duty Black Ops.
It was far too short. It was far too short. And then to boot, it's only one campaign. The game has two.
Oh
full
my god,
campaigns in
one
it, but only one of them
campaign?
you get when you buy the retail game. Then you have to spend more money to get the hero side campaign. And it's like, what? The game was
What?
too short to begin with, and now you make me spend more money to get the other half of the game that you already made, but you want to charge more money for it.
Wow, dude.
And yeah, put those on.
Okay.
Put all the bulbs on, and then we'll do the
I like
character
the
stuff.
bulbs. I like the shape.
The bulbs are easy because they're small. They don't take up too much space.
And they dangle better.
So, another one. Capcom was a huge offender this year. First
Oh.
then the on-disc
Right.
DLC fiasco for Street Fighter Cross
Huh,
Tekken, where
remember
they had
Street
like
Fighter Cross
100
Tekken.
extra characters already on the fucking disc. That you bought the game, but they didn't give the characters to you. You had to pay for them later.
What a terrible,
I don't
terrible,
think- I don't think
terrible,
that's
terrible
right.
launch of a
I
game.
mean, I get maybe it even saves time, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it saves them for sense by putting it there ahead of time instead of just having it as a patch or something. But it seems wrong. Like, I know games have gotten cheaper. Like, they used to be, what, like $100 video games? Yeah, they used to be around, but it's like, in this economy, it's bad enough being able to afford every $60 release this year, but then you have to spend another $10 to $20 for a DLC that's in your disc, and I'm
Yeah.
sure if you modded it enough, you can get it.
It's stupid. It's
Yeah,
just a
yeah.
money- It's a money.
You could actually
sucking
play as
by
the
these companies,
console
man.
exclusive characters on a
That was
PC version
one of the things
of
I
Street Fighter
disappointed.
Cross
The other
Tekken.
thing is just
That's
the
how
cheap
fucking lazy
cash-ins, the
Capcom was.
sequels,
They didn't even
this,
put
a lot
different
of these
DLC
games.
in the game.
Halo 4, Call of Duty
Can't
Black
play
Ops
online with them
2,
though, but you can't play online with that game on PC anyway, because games for Windows Live don't exist
Assassin's
anymore.
Creed 3 to some extent.
But you can play as the console
games are just
characters in
like,
the
well, it's
PC
newest
version of the
version,
game.
it's the newest one.
You need it.
Oh, it's so good, and then you play it, and you're like, I
don't know if you could do it in the
so
console
groundbreaking
versions, though.
about this? It's a fucking the same thing.
You know, it's harder to
Groundbreaking
mod
is
that and shit.
astonishing. They used more times this year than ever, but nothing was groundbreaking or astonishing.
If anyone in their right mind actually reviewed Halo 4 as a 9.8, like, it's criminal.
Criminal!
There's nothing groundbreaking about the game at all. It's Halo. It's Halo with some cool online tweaks that they made to make the gameplay a little bit better.
So a game has to be
But the
groundbreaking
campaign
to get
wasn't very good.
a high score, basically. Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't understand.
It can't just be
how
really
people are
good.
saying this kind of stuff about certain games.
It has to be groundbreaking.
And I'm just, it's a state of the industry now where
I
it's
suppose.
funny because when you saw some of the chances that got taken this year, like Dishonored, this just actually got announced
Hey, Dishonored. Part 2 of that came out this year. Well, last year. I'm recording this January 1st. This part at least.
The sales have far surpassed what they thought they would. Okay, and therefore this is officially
Dishonored 2 don't seem
they thought
that
it might
hot.
just be a one-off game, see how it does. But it sold so well and was,
It's gonna become a
so well
franchise.
that they
We're gonna
decided
put
to
out
make it a
part 2
franchise,
4
which I
years
say
from
bravo,
now.
because they took a chance. They made a new game.
And people liked it.
That it's a different kind of game. You could play it in different ways and get completely different experiences out of it. It's got multiple different endings, and people like the game. That's what I like to see: originality, and it gets rewarded. But it's just like these game studios are so.
How is Dishonored
afraid
that
these
original?
days to try
You
something
have
new.
powers like in
And I think
Bioshock,
because you have
and you got
situations
multiple
like last year
endings,
where Suda 51,
kinda like
he put out,
Bioshock,
Shadows
and you
of
could
the
sneak
Dam, and that was a
around
great game.
like
No one
other
played
games you
it,
can
yeah.
sneak
No
around
one
in
bought it or
first
played
person.
it, 'cause they were so
I don't know,
saving
like
their fucking
Thief.
money for their yearly installments of the same bullshit.
And I think it's
Whatever.
also the maturity of it. Like, let's face it, parental guidance using mom isn't going to get that for 10-year-old Timmy. It had mature themes, and I think that off-put some people like, oh, it's just toilet humor. I'd rather save my money for something I know will be good.
Oh, do you see my bunny?
Yes.
For the first time, you got to see him.
Yes.
That's what he looked like.
Oh,
Now we put up
rip little bunny.
Right, you know what? We will have him replace this, or drill a hole right in his ass, stick him
I
up
gotta
there.
find a good sturdy branch where he can stand.
You know what? The
and not
bunny's
fall.
going on first. Bunny's going on first. I don't care. I ain't having that with Mickey on first now.
Oh, no. Get a nice spot for him.
Yes, he needs a nice spot.
A nice empty spot that you can fill in.
There we go. Place it. There we go. Right in the front here, where he deserves to be. Hello, Mr. Bunny. If only I had an ornament of Yara for this tree, then it'd be.
Oh no, Yara.
Aw.
Oh, Yara's still alive. Chi-Chi was the one that died, I believe. Feels
All
bad,
right,
man.
Can I have? Oh, you got Dante. Can I have the Eve Hypo, please? Unfortunately, the
Chi-Chi
battery
probably
died on
bored
this
as a
thing last
motherfucker
year,
now.
and I never got a replacement, so it doesn't light up anymore. But it's still cool.
Oh, that's the hypo. Oh
Yeah,
man.
This year is a disappointing year.
Yeah, it don't light
because
up
I really
anymore.
feel
That suck.
this year had potential to be huge, and a lot of the games that I think are going to be good got delayed till next year because they were afraid to release it during the
That
hardcore
happens
gaming
every year.
season. But it was
And then
loaded
the
with
games come
that
out
were
in the
like,
beginning of the
really
year, and then at the end of the year you forgot
I'm just gonna
about
look
them
very
because they
briefly
came
at
out
my
at the beginning of the
calendar
year.
to get an
And then people
idea.
like DSP don't give them Game of the Year awards because they forgot about them.
And ended up being not very good. Oh my god, Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah.
The game with no fucking ending.
I hate Final Fantasy
You had to
13
pay
too.
for a DLC ending. That was a joke.
Are you saying that wasn't the best Final Fantasy that will ever exist?
Twisted Metal, which was actually a good game.
Oh my god,
By
the Twisted Metal
Thank
reboot.
you.
Yeah, but it
They
was so
never
late
brought that
the
series
online
back.
problems, the matchmaking-
You reboot a game and then don't bring it
That
back
was a
again.
disappointment.
GG.
Of course, Mass Effect 3. I'll be honest with you. it was
Mass
a good
Effect
game, but I was
3.
a little disappointed with the game. I thought the game was fun, but it didn't feel like the
Third-person
biggest,
shooter
epic
3.
ending to a trilogy. For a trilogy that had grown so large.
I
and
played
a
Mass Effect 3 for
trilogy
20
that
minutes
spent
when it
how
first
many
came
hours
out.
with over
Never
the
touched it
years,
again.
And then I just didn't feel like the
I was like, what the
scope
fuck?
of
This
the
is
game
not-
was big enough
Yeah,
for a
this is not
trilogy
Mass
that, I
Effect.
should have been bigger. There should have been more stuff going on.
I feel like a bad Capcom game.
Don't remind me. Well, obviously, we already said how bad Operation Raccoon City was. A year where Star Wars Kinect was made.
Hey,
The
Galactic
atrocity,
Dance Off.
the atrocity that fucking game was. Max Payne 3, which would have been a good game if it didn't have 7 billion fucking game bugs that broke
Yo,
the
Max
game
Payne
for me,
3. Max Payne 3 was alright.
Just
We're never gonna get another Max Payne game, huh?
did not perform as they should have.
Rockstar's gonna have to be really bored.
Oh, Transformers Fall of Cybertron, which I hated. I thought that, they could have done what the previous game in the series was twice as good as the game that I played this year. Seriously,
Wow,
what is
dude,
this?
twice
Take
as
out the
good.
co-op and make it so that you play as the iconic Transformers only for 5 minutes, and then you're like, fuck, really? I want to play with you more, and you can't. I mean, what a disappointment that was.
I think games are progressively getting worse every year.
Or a game like
That sounds like
Tekken
something
Tag
somebody in the
Tournament,
90s would say.
the
Somebody born in the
competitive
90s would say too.
aspect of the
Games are
gameplay
getting
itself
worse
was
every
great,
year.
But it had no extra features. In a day and age where every
Games
game
were good
has,
when I was a
you know,
kid.
a
They're
trials
worse now.
mode, a story.
Wow, I wonder why
you know,
someone would think video
storied
games
mode
better when
and
they
stuff
was a
like
kid.
that.
Tekken Bowl.
I have
And
no
then,
idea why
Tekken
anyone would
Bowl,
possibly think that.
They had the beach volleyball, Tekken, I forget what it was called.
There's like a 20-year-old woman coming up to you saying Barbie dolls was better when I was a kid. Yeah, because you was a fucking kid.
As bare bones as we can give you, and it's like
There's probably motherfuckers that was
really?
playing
In
games in the
2012, you're
80s
gonna
that
put
think
on a
Super
bare
Mario
bones
World
fighter?
sucked or some shit for all we
you know,
know.
like this isn't.
Especially with Dead or
The
Alive
hipsters
5
just
on
didn't have internet back then.
Yeah, it came out 2 weeks later with twice as much content.
Even though I never played any of the extra stuff, and you know what the
Whatever.
thing is I feel
It
like
is
they
what it
wanted-
is.
It was too focused on the hardcore.
The weapons
gamers.
cost a
And I
lot in
hate
Final
that kind of
Fantasy VII.
Stupid casuals. There's
Come on.
actually a lot of casual gamers out there. You don't know who they are all the time, but there's a lot of them.
What the
There
fuck
a
is she
whole
talking
lot of
about?
them. Like the people that bought Epic Mickey.
That's gonna fall out. Find a good place for this.
But it's like casual gamers aren't bad people.
Oh.
Not everyone, including me and you sometimes, we're not hardcore with certain games. Certain
Try
games
it
we
that way.
like, certain we don't.
He ignoring her, by the
What am
way.
I doing with this
When she
one?
say stuff he
Cute.
disagree with, he
It's huge. I don't know
ignore
if
her.
it's gonna fit. My
Or when she
parents
say
bought it
stuff
for me
that's
last
wrong,
year, but I
he
didn't
just
put it on
flat
the
out
tree 'cause it
ignore
was
her.
so big, and I don't know if
Was
it
it
can
a
fit.
weapon with Salt Santa if he tries to touch you?
No, it lights up inside. There's a whole scene inside.
How you
of it.
put that on a tree?
Jesus, it's-
He would need to bend a whole row of
Sit
branches.
down for next
I don't know if we're gonna put that one on the tree. It's too big.
Yeah. Oh well.
If I had a giant tree, that would be somewhere to put it. but-
Sorry, Phil's parents. It's pretty big. Maybe next year when we get a real tree.
All right,
Yep.
so
When he get a real one.
we're almost done here. It looks like. Pretty much got a couple more story character ornaments. I think we have the Three Stooges and a couple others to put on there.
How much I'm selling stuff for on this
Put
game.
up, that one, can't remember.
Oh yeah, that's the girl from.
And the green one.
That's the girl from. Fuck, the role-playing game I played last year.
This Gaia?
Disgaea.
Okay.
Disgaea.
There.
Disgaea
got
4.
A little tile right next to it.
Huh. All right, so we'll be right back.
Whoa, was that a snort at the end?
All right, so we're gonna get started here with the Three Stooges. I think.
I think so. That was
Wrap this up.
horrible.
Um.
Oh, it was the camera making a weird sound.
Oh, we forgot Snoopy.
Oh,
These little character ones we gotta put
you
on.
forgot
Snoopy.
Snoopy.
And Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
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 John Spider-Man. The
Wait,
Grinch.
which Spider-Man is this? Is it Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark?
The stupendous Spider-Man. The stupid Spider-Man.
Is this the
So
what was
many.
that Spider-Man movie you watched? The one with Emma Stone? Was it that
I
one?
hated that movie.
You didn't even finish watching it. You couldn't even sit through
I couldn't
it.
sit through it. The whole movie's CGI. The entire fucking movie was
Okay,
CGI.
this is the last
characters
video.
fighting. I was like, I can't put up with this. This is shit, man. I turned it off.
Too many movies have CGI.
What else are they gonna do?
It's like a
Make a
thing
real
now.
life dude fly around in the city fighting?
Peter Parker and all.
Oh my
Like a
God.
fucking douchebag.
He looks like a little twerp. I mean, I guess that's the thing. He's like this little kid that you wouldn't even suspect, but... Three Stooges?
Were they supposed to find an actor that looks like Peter Parker, the 2D animated character, DarkSyde Phil?
Curly's arm came off.
Oh yeah, last year he told me.
He doesn't look like Peter Parker at all.
Carefully.
I love the Three Stooges.
Alright, let's see. And his arm came off. Fuck.
I mean, it's a
Oh,
skinny white kid. They found a skinny white kid. I don't know what else they was really supposed to do.
you know, Curly. He had a good run. Now it's gonna have to be
Is it
Three
either
Stooges.
somewhere here or here?
I don't know. I want it to be noticeable because I like the Three Stooges. We can always rearrange an ornament or two like a ball.
He's there. Curly could be like here, and Larry could be in the middle.
And his arm came off again.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang him first. Hang him, then put his arm back on. Ah shit, both the spoons fell off too. What the hell? I can't even see it. Yeah, I can't even see it on the rug. Well, the spoons are done. We'll never find it on here. But we can just put his arm on like that.
Yeah, darn.
Oh my god.
Like, we'll have to get new Three Stooges ornaments.
Yeah, he did not use all the ghetto ornaments he used in 2011.
Such a common
That's
thing.
disappointing.
Hey,
And he went on a big,
Hallmarks.
well, not a big rant, but he went on a little
Or-
monologue at the end of the
or we
video. Oh, it
do
doesn't matter if it's
the
Christmas
classic
thing.
time when it
Use
was
stuff that
just
makes you
Chef
happy and stuff you
Larry
like.
and Mo.
Yeah.
And then the next year he proceeds to not put any of that shit on the tree. He put the Disgaea chick up there, the bunny. He got the heavy rain thing up there, but he don't have like the Donkey Kong banana and fucking Dante from Dante's Inferno. He don't have the super ghetto shit on there. And he probably just toned it down more and more every year. And he don't even probably put the bunny on the tree anymore. Feels bad, man. His Christmas tree got more serious when he got with Stupid Panda. God damn it. Oh well, it is what it is.
Yes, this is totally Silent Night, Phil. How do you not know this?
Well, the arm's fine, but the spoons I'm not going to be able to put back on. There's no way. These things are too tiny.
And then after the Three Stooges, then the star?
No, I just took out all the character ornaments right
Oh
there.
yeah, there they are. But so you put them up already. Put them with this Snoopy. Not there. Put them here.
Okay.
Okay, doesn't want to be there.
Fucking arm fell off. God damn.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but Curly's done. Oh, you have a Grinch ornament? I think my mom has the same exact ornament. But hers is like from cartoon Grinch.
Hey, and then the Grinch song started playing at the same time. She talked about the Grinch ornament.
There we go.
Oh, this is cartoon Grinch, not
You're
the
a mean
Jim
one.
Carrey
No, it's
Grinch.
not the Jim
Mr.
Carrey
Grinch.
Grinch, God forbid.
Oh, that one was creepy. That was a creepy version. That was more like Nightmare Before Christmas than
Can you hand me
anything.
that one, honey? I think that's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, here you go.
Young Peter Spider-Man swinging throughout the city. Be careful.
Until
don't
he
whatever
falls
you
off
do,
a
don't
roof.
hit Curly because he's gonna
Yeah.
fucking fall apart again.
I'll fall apart before the tree comes down.
Well,
And the Grinch fell so. He fell and he latched onto the one bulb. That's funny. Hey, come on, Grinchy. Be nice.
Isn't it funny that it's gonna play this Grinch right now
Yeah, that's funny.
as you're putting the Grinch on the tree?
I didn't even
man,
get
it's
this one out of the
fucking
box.
almost noon already. Sheesh.
Yeah, that's a weird
Ah,
box. There
there
you
we
go.
go.
Yeah, it's a weird
Oh,
box.
that's weird. That's cute. And point nutcracker.
You go right.
Is that it?
That is it. I've done all the character ornaments. There's one big one here that my parents got me last year too. This one we may be able to fit on there.
Ooh. This gigantic star.
It's a nativity scene.
You know what it is? I went to Sunday school.
Hmm.
It's a star.
Hmm.
It's a heavy one, so you definitely got to put on a big branch.
Yeah. Bunch of branches to support it.
You're gonna need like 2-3 branches, maybe here.
It's got to sit on something.
Oh, you might be able to get it there.
Oh my god, how is this not over
There
yet?
you go.
There you go.
Is that it for the ornaments?
I think so. Well, we got the Street Fighter and the banana condom.
Oh no, he put some of the stuff on there.
Come on.
God forbid we forget those.
Can't forget the banana condom. It's a classic. I don't know what you're supposed to possibly use that thing for. What the fuck would you put in there?
Sunglasses?
No, you're supposed to clip your pants and let your banana swing free. Haven't you had days where you just let your banana
course.
out in the open?
That was the silliest pre-order bonus I think I've ever
Just let your
got.
banana wave out in the open. Sometimes you flop it around. Sometimes it falls limp. So silly.
Alright. Get those on there.
Okay, Street Fighter we'll put this one this way. There you go, Street Fighter. And let's put the little banana condom somewhere special. You know what?
Okay.
Perfect. Gotta have the banana condom centered.
Alright. Why don't we start putting the boxes back into the container and then I'll put the star out here. Stack them all in there so they fit.
Oh, he DSP wearing this weird chain he got from Panda Elite too. Don't know if he was. Well, no, obviously he wasn't wearing it the year
Wait,
before.
there's one more ornament you're forgetting.
I wish I could get a chain from a random girl.
Merry Christmas.
Feels bad.
Oh, the pickle!
The Christmas
pickle.
Ooh! You got me a pickle. Alright, hang the pickle.
Where should we put? You know what? This is your first pickle. I want you to have the honor.
Oh, my
A
goodness.
Christmas pickle.
I have hung many a pickle.
You and your pickles.
It's a tradition that has lasted as long as alcohol has. The tradition originated in Germany or maybe even Austria. I don't even know anymore. It's probably Germany though, where they hid the pickle in the tree, and whoever on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day found the pickle got a prize.
Oh, we got
Wow, is that a real thing?
Last year, for some reason, my parents went nuts and bought me like 1,000.
It
ornaments.
probably is. Christmas pickle.
They
They
glow.
were hoping
That's
to get
hilarious.
the banana
It's got
condom.
like.
You should put these on too, these three.
Nice big green pickle.
Here, you put these three on, I'll put the
It's
pickle.
like a, what kind of pickle is that? Delicious pickle.
Damn. Seems too
So
long.
there you go. Now you have your first pickle. Let's take a picture of this moment. Philip's first pickle.
Shiny, blends in.
Yeah,
You can barely see it, blends
I
in.
picked it out special for you because you needed a special ornament. Forget our first Christmas together ornament. You needed a pickle.
Oh my god.
Wow.
We're going the couple's first Christmas ornament for a pickle. Couple's first pickle. What's the best part?
I don't think the pickle joke is ever gonna get old, by the way.
I had that hidden in my pants the whole time.
What?
I had it hidden in the band of my
You had
pants.
a
You didn't
pickle
notice.
in your
You didn't
pants.
notice I had a huge bulge.
No. I'm not looking down there.
It wasn't down there, but it was like right at my my waistband. I had a huge bulge.
Wow.
I mean, she probably hides the
I
other
wanted to
one,
hide that you
so.
wouldn't see it. I wanted the reveal to be special. I wanted you to be
Oh,
surprised by the
Panda
pickle.
Well, you know, when a girl pulls pickle out of her pants, it's pretty surprising. What the hell? No! Just like the nightmares! The recurring nightmares!
What? What recurring nightmares are you having about women's pickles?
No!
Are you having recurring nightmares?
I thought you
about
only had a
women's
real
pickles?
one, not a fake
Okay,
one.
well, unfortunately, this thing has a lot of dead lights now. There's nothing I can do about it because I don't think you can get replacement bulbs for it anymore. It's so
I
old.
found a way
They
to
look like
get
standard light
without
bulbs
knocking them.
for Christmas trees. You could probably just buy some Christmas lights and take the bulbs out of them and put them in that one.
Hold on to the cord.
I think that's how those work.
See if there's a way to balance this.
They don't have that star anymore though. They got a new
Oh,
star now.
that one wasn't on very securely.
Oh, hold on.
Almost.
Got it?
Think so. Yep, that's the dead light right there. One dead light.
Aww, it's ruined. Destroy it. Ooh, I like that one.
Well, if you put it on this one, not this one, this one. One of these is all of them together. Like it goes through all of them in a transition. But I don't know which one it is. I'll just leave it on this. We'll see if it goes to it or not. Alright, so I think, besides the star box, which we have to put away, I think this is pretty much set.
Happy Christmas.
Isn't it Merry Christmas, Panama?
Happy Christmas.
Turn this light off.
Merry Hanukkah.
See how it looks.
Aw, it's pretty.
Ooh.
Come here.
It's a pretty Christmas tree.
Let's hold hands and sing Kumbaya.
Kumbaya?
Yes.
What do you mean Kumbaya?
I don't know. Seems like the thing to do.
It's our first tree together.
Aw.
Oh my God.
Our first of hopefully many.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Almost over, don't worry. Almost
Alright,
over.
everyone, so I hope you enjoyed
This one series of
our
videos.
Christmas
Ah.
tree lighting for this year. Took a little while, but we got it together.
Man,
Put
man,
it
man.
together.
Now we actually have presents and stuff from over here. that
Took
we
me
can
an
set
hour
on
and
the
25
tree
minutes to get through that.
for tonight, and
And I only
that's it.
paused like
Guys,
3
hope you
times.
enjoyed it. No, you cannot.
Feels bad, man. Is that his girlfriend? It's his sister.
You can open them tonight if you want. It's a big deal.
Well, now you ruined it. Now it's not magical anymore.
Aww.
Somebody
Alright,
actually
everybody,
said
so
it's his
that's it
sister.
for
What the
Christmas
fuck?
tree lighting of 2012.
There'll be some interesting
enjoyed it.
interactions between a brother and
And or
sister.
were thoroughly offended by my comments. And that's it. We're putting the presents under the tree. Thanks for tuning in.
Good God.
Push them way under there, honey. Way under there.
And this is
There we
November
go.
28th.
They're out of the way. So, we're gonna
So
put
this is
one
like
in
right
here.
after Thanksgiving you put it up.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And now we get the Hateful Christmas Special 2012. DSP's in a festive mood. In his most video edited presentation ever. Look at that. His most video edited presentation ever. Phil rings in the holidays with a bang. Hope you enjoyed the Christmas 2012 special. I think this was the Mr. Troll video.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Or was it?
DarkSyde Phil here, feeling a
I don't know.
festive
We'll
mood.
see.
And prepare yourself to have your asses
This was his
blown
most
away.
edited video
This
ever
is the DarkSyde
at this point in
Phil
time.
Christmas special for 2012. It's an idea that I've wanted to do for quite some time and just didn't have a chance, but I finally put it together. I hope you enjoy it. Here it comes.
Nah,
The
2013
12
might have been
shittiest things
Mr. Troll.
That happened to me.
The first
Oh my
shittiest
God, this-
thing that happened to me, a sequel to Epic Mickey.
What the fuck?
The second really shitty thing to happen to me,
How do I get up?
and a sequel to Epic Mickey.
Piece of shit.
The third really shitty
He actually
thing to
referenced the
happen
crouch
to
jump
me,
that he didn't know how to do.
Trisexual shepherd.
This doesn't work.
And a sequel to Epic Mickey.
A gay character?
The fourth shittiest thing
Should have
to
muted the mic for that.
happen
A
to
gay
me
character was
on
one of the
this
worst things.
DLC.
Why is he looking at me like that? This is fucking crap.
And a sequel to Epic Mickey.
And you fast forward years later, and DSP says trace of being bisexual or gay or whatever, the Overwatch character. He says that doesn't matter because she doesn't have sex in the game. Well, I guess you could say that the dude do have sex in Mass Effect. So yeah, I guess you can let him slide.
Bitch.
They're not fucking each other in Overwatch though. Just in fan art of Overwatch.
Mainstream review suck.
Destructor is mainstream.
Don't touch me.
Anyone got a step stool? And a sequel to Epic Shitty.
What a rip.
The sixth
Wow.
really shitty thing that happened to me, falling through a boat.
10 out of 10. How many characters? They're just bouncing.
And a sequel to Epic Shitty.
Bugs Bunny's better.
He could have probably used his real commentary for the crouch jump, but it wouldn't have sounded right.
How can he fucking breathe?
How was shitty fucking games? And he liked Black Ops 2.
Respect my personal space. Kill me now.
Whatever.
And a sequel to Epic Shitty.
Eat a dick.
What the hell?
Thing that happened to me. Rage quitting games.
You won't die.
They actually mentioned rage quitting games.
Ooh, this isn't like original Resident Evil. This isn't survival horror. You ruined the franchise. This game sucks. It's a piece of shit. Forget the fact that there's huge
How is this part of it? But what?
production values. There's a massive amount of content. Fuck you, Capcom. It's not the same as the original.
Listen to this fucking cunt defending Resident Evil 6. But how is on this DLC for Street Fighter Cross Tekken the number in this countdown, but now it's Resident Evil 6 being hated on?
That I love and I'm a huge fan. But
What?
So fuck you. Ugh. What a fucking rip.
Why didn't he make a new number? You can't insert something else.
And a sequel to
That's not how the 12 things work.
Disney sucks.
The 9th really shitty
What?
thing that happened to me.
I don't know.
I'm back, bitches.
I hate this shit. 4 hours long? Did anyone test this?
Yeah, he just inserted it and then what the hell?
Less than 2 hours long. There's no story. Fuck you, stupid Archie douchebags.
Wow. He got a drink in his hand right there, by the way. You could tell it's alcohol because he got the little straw and his eyes look kind of red.
Hey, back off, buddy.
Must be a game bug.
Must be a game bug.
sequel to Epic Shitty.
Fuck this crap.
What the
10th
fuck?
really shitty thing that happened to me. CT fucking taxes.
Oh,
City taxes?
Goddamn long.
What the fuck is this? Show me your dumb fucks.
Yeah.
This game sucks. It plays like an old game from the 1980s or something.
That's the point. How many missions? Call the police.
This 12 things of Christmas don't make sense. Because the way it worked, you will say this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, and then you will add a thing and then say all the previous things, and then add a thing and say all the previous things. But he inserting new shit that wasn't in the previous countdown.
You fuck!
And a sequel to Epic Shitty.
Why
But the
me?
crouch jump in Mass Effect and Epic Mickey is the number 3, number 2, and number 1. I'm so lost.
Dildo up the ass.
whatever happened to my channel?
Boring as shit.
Clip the shit out of him.
Rockstar can suck my ass. This game's nothing like the previous two. Keep in mind, if I were a professional reviewer, I would be objective and understand that the game could still be good, even though they kind of changed it.
Listen to this expletive
I'll
here.
take my paycheck now. I already bought it.
Did DSP defend every bad game in 2012?
Bad touch.
How can everyone else do it?
And a sequel to Epic Shitty.
War Spectre sucks.
Also, he defended, this is a nice screenshot, he defended Double Dragon Neon for being like the other games, while a reviewer shat on it for being like the other games. But then when those other games wasn't like the other games, like Resident Evil 6 and Rainbow 6, wow. Resident Evil 6 and whatever, Razor's Edge, whatever the fuck it was called. Ninja Gaiden. When Ninja Gaiden 3, I think that was the name of the game. When Ninja Gaiden 3 and Rainbow 6, oh my god! When Ninja Gaiden 3 and Resident Evil 6 wasn't like the old games, people criticized them for not being like the old games. And DSP gave them shit for criticizing those games for not being like the old games. But when Double Dragon Neon was like the old games, it got criticized by one reviewer for being like the old games, and then DSP said that's the point. So how did this game get to be like the old games on purpose, and these other games are different than the old games, but it's alright, because they want to be different. But Double Dragon Neon can be the same, and it's okay because it's the same. Because they want it to be the same? That's like if I make a game and I say, well, I want it to be shitty. So if you call it shitty, you don't have the right to call it shitty because I want it to be shitty. Oh, I hate stuff like that. But this is a really dumb 12 things of Christmas. It's not how this is supposed to work.
Oh, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Oh my god.
Santa? I haven't seen you in forever. Where the heck have you been?
Nice background noise.
DSP, I'm just here to tell you to not expect any presents in your stocking this year. Oh, no. You've been a very bad boy. This year, you actually broke the record for the amount of expletives spoken by one single person. You're on my naughty list. Oh, how dare you? Oh.
Some of a bitch.
Don't drop it. Taxes on
Don't
my
drop
ass.
it.
Wait, we're canceled?
That wasn't this year. The abortion. Max pain in my ass.
It showed Dark Souls 1 and said that wasn't this year. That's godlike. Wait, that's not
Sorry,
supposed to
I had
be
say
here.
it again because it's such bullshit. Fuck this company. Guess I'm going gay. Jump then crouch.
Jump then crouch. Unbelievable.
Oh, DSP. Isn't it just like you to dwell on the negative and miss the true meaning of Christmas? It's boring in here. Let's kick this mother up a notch.
What the fuck? Hot dancing.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Was that like voguing combined with dabbing? It was dabbing since before it was cool, 2012. Dancing with his axe. Taking a sip.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh, ho,
What the
ho,
fuck is the end of this video?
ho, ho, ho. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
I hope everyone has a safe and happy holiday. Merry Christmas, everyone.
I'm so lost. Oh my god. I'm so lost. So lost.